Hello students. So today we will be taking up in another category of the root system, and that is called as fibrous root system. So we have already gone through the taproot system, and we have seen that the taproot system, they originate from the radical of the seed portion. But when we talk about the fibrous root system, so the uniqueness of these roots is that they originate, that their place of origination is different from the radical. All right, so as you can see on your screen, that the 3D model, the rotating 3D model of the fibrous root system is being presented on your screen, and these roots are so fine and thin. All right, now, so when we just rotate like this, we can say a bushy kind of a structure which is emerging out from the stem part. All right, so we will discuss each and everything about the fibrous root systems in detail, about their origination and also about their modification part. So let's just have a look that how it looks from the above side and how it looks from the lower side. So this is a kind of a bushy, thin, fibrous like structures. So let me just show you the components first. So as you can see that if we slice out the layer, so we can see that these roots are actually, these fibrous roots, they are thin branch-like structures which are actually originating from the base of the stem. So you can see that this one is the stem portion. All right, so this is usually the stem part. Now, if the roots, these roots, you can see that they are originating from the base of the stem. So this is considered to be as base of stem. So this origination of the roots from the base of the stem is the uniqueness of the fibrous root systems. This is the uniqueness of fibrous roots. And unlike tap roots, these roots are not differentiated into primary roots or secondary root or tertiary roots. All right, so their origination, in case of tap root, the origination was radical, while in case of the fibrous root system, the origination of the root is from the base of the stem. All right, so let's just write down the definition first and some of the important points about fibrous root systems, and then we will deal with the modification part. So let me just show you a little bit more about this modification. So you can see that how it's, how it looks like, that how the figure and all, that this is the upper portion is the stem part. So if we have to label it, then so this upper portion is the stem portion, and these all are considered to be as the fibrous roots which are originating from the base of the stem. All right, so this is the case. Now if I'll isolate the roots as well, like for example, if I have to isolate the roots like this, so you can see that how does it looks like, if you rotate it, if you have a rotation of this entire thing, so you can see that how thin and fiber like structures these roots are present. So almost all the roots that are present in case of the fibrous roots, they are of equal diameter, they are more or less of equal shape and size. So there's no distinction of primary, secondary or tertiary roots in case of this fibrous root system. All right, so this is the case. Now, so next we will talk about the definition part. We will take up the definition part first. So let me clear this. Like for example, these are the root part and this is the stem part. So as we can see over here. So let me just slice these parts like this. All right, so yeah. So basically, if we can see that this portion is consisting the stem part and this portion is consisting the root part. All right, so you can see how these roots are so much into fine branching that is present over here. All right, so these are so much into fine branching, as you can see. All right, so this is about the fibrous root system. Now we will talk a little bit in detail about the definition and all. So fibrous root system. All right, so this fibrous root system, the very first important point about the fibrous root system is that it originates from the base of the stem. All right, so origination is from the base of stem. So this is the key point. All right, now since it is originating from the base of the stem, so definitely from this we we can conclude that these root system is actually developing from parts which is other than radicle. All right, so one on the other hand, we can say that this root system is also called adventitious root system. So these are also called as adventitious root systems, and the reason for this is that they are originating from part which is other than radical, and that too from the base of the stem. All right, so why they are called so? So as they originate, develop or originate from parts other than radical. All right, so that's why they are being called as adventitious root system. Now, many of the plants, they show this category of fibrous root system, and those plants mainly belong to the monocotyledonous plants. All right, so the monocot plants of the angiosperms, they show this kind of root system modifications. All right, so this root system is found in, so it is prominently found in monocots. So if you look into the examples of monocot, it will be grasses, then there is banyan, then there is wheat plant that comes under cereals category, then monstera. All right, so this is about the origination of the fibrous root system. Why they are also called as adventitious root system? Because since their origination is different from that of the radical, and that too from the base of the stem, that's why. And what categories of plants actually shows fibrous root system? So this we have done. All right, now we will talk about some of the modifications. Just like in case of taproots we have discussed, we will now discuss about some of the modifications in case of the fibrous root systems. All right, in the meanwhile, we can just look into the model of the this fibrous root system, that how it's going to look like. All right, or how it's going to show. Now, this is more precise. So as you can see that it is originating from the base of the stem, and the upper portion is the elongated stem part. Now we will talk about some of the modifications. Now, if you look into the modifications of adventitious or fibrous root systems fibrous roots. So, the plants having fibrous root systems, they have been modified to perform three important functions. So, first is meant for storage of food. So, fibrous roots are modified to store food in themselves. All right. And for that part, the two important common storage roots belong to the categories of, the example includes tuberous roots, which is tube like. So it can be tuberous roots. All right. Like, for example, this is found in case of sweet potato. Sweet potato. While the next example is that of the fasciculated roots. It is fasciculated roots. Now, fasciculated roots, these roots basically they arise in bunch or in clusters. So the details of all these modifications and all, they have been provided in the content part of the fibrous root system, which you will find in the description section of the video link. All right. So in details, along with the quiz section as well. So the example of the fasciculated root is that it includes the examples of asparagus. All right. So these roots, they have a very peculiarity of arising in clusters or in bunch. So it is asparagus and flowering plant, which is dahlia. So these are the examples. All right. Now, these fibrous roots, they are also modified for performing mechanical support as well. So if you look into the mechanical support or mechanical functions, so this is one of the prime functions of the fibrous root systems. All right. So the first was for storage of food, and the next category will be for the mechanical support. So the next is for mechanical support. So for mechanical support, there are usually 4 different kinds of roots being present, in which the 2 are very prominent. So the first one being called as prop roots. Prop root is a very common root which will arise from the branches of the stem part. All right. And it will grow downward towards the soil. So that's why these roots are negatively geotropic. All right. Since they will grow against the gravity, so that's why these are negatively geotropic. So prop roots, the example of prop roots includes banyan. All right. The next example is that of stilt roots. So stilt roots are the roots, as you can see here, these are arising from the base of stem. So just like that only, these roots will be arising from the base of the stem, but they will be slightly above on the ground. This is their peculiarity. All right. So that is the case. So stilt roots. The example will be of sugarcane and maize. So the next category of mechanical supporting roots of fibrous root system are the climbing roots. Climbing roots. And since the word is suggesting, they will climb with the help of, the stem of the plant body. So this includes money plant, the very common plant, money plant, which is pothos. All right. and it includes various other examples as well. And the next is buttress roots. So buttress roots are those roots that will, just like the fibrous root system only, it will arise from the base of the stem, but the spreading of these roots will be in different directions. That is their peculiarity. So the example includes ficus bengalensis, or terminalia. All right, so these are the roots for the, so it was also the A part, that was prop roots as well. So these are the roots that are meant for providing mechanical support to the plant body. Now, some roots are also modified to perform special functions. All right, so modifications are also there in which the fibrous root system will perform some other special functions as well. We will be discussing that part as well. Modifications of fibrous root system for special functions. All right, so this is the case. Now, if we have to look into the special functions category, so this will include the foliar roots. So foliar, which is also called as epiphyllous roots. Now the roots which will arise from the leaf of the plant body, that is called as foliar roots. Foliar means leaf. So this is also being called as epiphyllous roots. And one of the best examples of this foliar or epiphyllous root is bryophyllum. All right, and the next category is that of the sucking, which is also called as hostorial or parasitic roots. So sucking or hostorial or parasitic roots. Now, as the word is suggesting that they are of sucking type or they are of parasitic type, so they will reside on a plant body and will derive nutrition from that particular plant body. All right, so in this case, these roots, they will enter inside the stem of the host plant to absorb the nutrients that is present from the host body. All right, and one of the best examples is cuscuta. So this is a parasitic plant body having the modifications in their fibrous root system. All right, so this was all about the fibrous root system. We have seen about their origination, how they originate, where they are found, how they look like with the help of this 3D model, as you can see, and how does it looks like, where it originates, and this we have seen all these things. And apart from that, we have also seen the modifications that are found in case of the fibrous root systems. The fibrous root systems are modified in terms of storage, in terms of providing mechanical support, and in terms of providing some special functions as well. All right, so this is all about the fibrous root system. Thank you.